Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name's Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Bitcoin charts and we are going to see where it might be headed. And we will cover both bearish and bullish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all the different possibilities. And towards the end of the video, I will cover the overall macro structure of the overall Bitcoin market as well. Now, for those of you who are interested in trading and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I use on a daily basis, feel free to go ahead and try out the Blowfin exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. Now, and for the next 2 weeks, those of you who sign up with my link and deposit $100 to $2,000 into your futures accounts, you will receive free bonuses up to $300 as well. So that could be nice for, people who want to have a little bit of extra capital to work with. So guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin charts. So here's the thing, all right? We just had a whole bunch of crazy ass stuff happening with the Bitcoin market. Clearly, realistically, what's going on here is I hate to say it, but there's a lot of people who are investing in this market with their emotions, all right? And you could clearly tell, all right? For instance, over the last few days or so, we've had the whole Israel and Iran type stuff going on. And as you guys can clearly see, I mean, everybody started selling out as soon as they heard news of this Iran-Israel stuff. So that right there clearly tells you, okay, people are investing into this shit with their emotions, all right? They're selling out. But here's the thing. Here's what you really have to think to yourself. What in the hell does investing in blockchain code have anything to do with war? That just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Now, I understand people get all scared and worried, but I mean, realistically, it's got nothing to do with war whatsoever. So I don't understand why people are selling all of their bags just based on the fact that, two countries might end up going to war. Okay, big deal. That has nothing to do with blockchain whatsoever. Anyway, so that's pretty much, I believe, what the reason is as to why we ended up dropping so much within the last few days. Now, I know that might not be the full catalyst as to why it dropped, but realistically, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, come on now. Everything lined up perfectly, okay? News came out that Iran was threatening Israel or whatever, and then Israel threatened to retaliate back, and yeah, everything just started to drop big time. So, I mean, hey, it's a series of unfortunate events, but realistically, unfortunately, it seems that there are a ton of people who are investing based on what's happening around the world rather than what's happening in the raw price action. So as we can clearly see, right now Bitcoin actually kind of took off since this morning, pretty much. As you guys can clearly see, we wicked down all the way down to, let's see here, like $59,500 area, and we wicked down all the way down that far. I mean, geez, guys, look at that. We wicked down all the way like a good 5-6%, all right? That's pretty darn nuts, to be honest with you. Now, the cool thing is here is we had enough momentum to build it all the way back up, and we are literally trending right below this major resistance area right here of 64,500 bucks, all right? So clearly, we need to be able to gain momentum, enough momentum to be able to cross this level. And once we cross this level, then we will be trading between 64,500 and 66,800, which is what we want to see to make our gradual slow rise all the way back up to retest this 73,800 area, which is what we all want to see, right? Now, will that happen? I don't know. I'm not a magician. I can't see the future. But realistically, that is the overall hope that we hope to happen here, okay? Now, I don't see why that won't happen, especially considering that we have had, I mean, as you guys can clearly see, technically we touched this bottom here at 58,900 one time, and then we eventually almost hit that same area 3 different times as well. So technically, we retested that same area multiple different times here and failed to break below it each time. Actually, every single time that we've wicked all the way down there, we have recovered all the way back up, pretty much almost past this other support level here of 61,570, which is really good news, to be brutally honest with you. So what I could see happening here as far as a bullish scenario is concerned here, let me go ahead and go to the 4-hour chart. What I could see happening here as in a bullish scenario is, let me go ahead and turn on my Bollinger Bands as well. As you guys can clearly see, this very bottom wick here, when we last wicked down super far, we went way into oversold territory within the Bollinger Bands, all right? And we wicked right back up, kind of cleared right next to this support level right in here, and we ended up, the next candle opened up, and we ended up going straight up and all the way through this next resistance area, which is the top of the bands on the 4-hour as well. But we clearly did not have enough momentum to continue up going, all right, which tells us that, okay, well, there's clearly not enough momentum, so the next candle and the, preceding candle after that is probably going to be trending downwards a little bit, and that's exactly what's happening here. Now, from what I have seen in the past as far as me using Bollinger Bands, usually what happens when we are starting to create a new reversal to rather the upside or the downside, whichever direction, when we're starting to make a new reversal to the upside, usually what I see happening here is we go all the way to the top of the Bollinger Bands, which is what we did, and then what happens is we slowly start to correct back down to this orange moving average line right here. And then if momentum is strong enough and, bulls want to continue the overall, reversal going upwards, then we will bounce off of this moving average right here and continue going upwards again and end up hitting this Bollinger Band again as it starts rising with price data, all right? And that's typically usually what I usually see happen. Now, if that's going to happen for sure or not, hey, who the hell knows? We can't see the future. But that is what we are hoping happens because, let's be real here. We have lost quite a bit of percentage points within the last few days, and it would be very nice to see some kind of a little bit of a reversal here, all right? So in the grand scheme of things, what I am looking for right now is I am looking for this 4-hour candle. I'm looking for this 4-hour candle to either, if we have enough momentum to break above this resistance area and close above it, or go wick all the way down to the moving average, or it's going to end up closing right somewhere around where it's at right now, and we'll open up the next candle, and the next candle will decide what's going to end up happening. If the next candle opens and decides, that it's going to end up going straight down, I would fully expect if momentum is strong enough, we end up bouncing off of this moving average. Overall, in a bullish scenario, that is what we want to see happen. We want to see it bounce off of the moving average and make a higher low and continue even higher, and then do the same thing all over again and just continue to make higher lows and higher lows all the way up and keep going straight up. Keep going straight up slowly but surely. All right. Now, in a bearish scenario here, what I could see happening, if momentum does not stick and momentum just clearly is not there, what's probably going to end up happening here is we'll probably end up eventually breaking below the moving average here, or we'll bounce off of it. If there's, some, residual momentum going on there, we'll bounce off of it for a little bit, and then we'll eventually trend below it. And once we trend below it, then we'll probably end up bouncing off of support here, and then end up going back up and hitting the moving average once again. And then again, if momentum isn't strong enough, we'll end up bouncing down and going straight down. And that is probably when we will end up wicking below the lower band of the Bollinger Bands once again. And we may end up retesting the support level down here at 58,900 again, all right? Now again, this is all a midterm scenario here, okay? I am more of a midterm type trader. I'm more of a midterm / day trader rather than a long-term position trader. So I typically like to stare at, the 4-hour charts, the 1-hour charts, and even sometimes I'm scalping in the 15-minute charts when, when I feel like having a little fun here and there. But that is overall what I personally see happening here with the Bitcoin market, okay? Literally, guys, you just have to take it level by level, and you have to take it candlestick by candlestick and really see what's happening within the raw price data itself and see what momentum is currently doing, all right? Because in the grand scheme of things, you can really go out to, the weekly chart, and yeah, you can tell and get a good visual representation of what might happen. And to be honest with you, we could end up, dipping all the way straight down to the moving average here on the weekly chart as well. But I mean, with the way momentum is going right now and the way that these wicks look right here, I just personally don't see that happening. I could be wrong, but even if I am wrong, who the hell cares, to be honest with you. Overall here though, guys, the goal is we want to go higher and higher and higher, right? So that is the overall goal here. We just have to take it one candle at a time and, continue to look for different possibilities of what could be happening here. But right now, as far as momentum is concerned, things seem a little bit stagnant after that little pump that we had starting this morning, all right? And obviously, things can't go up forever. Every peak has a valley, that whole thing. But we want to continue to keep looking for areas where we are going to bounce and create higher lows and continue to move even higher and higher, all right? So guys, that overall is going to do it for this price update video. But before I go ahead and wrap this one up, if you guys did enjoy this video and you found it useful, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Leave me a nice comment below, hit that like button on the video, and hit the notification bell as well so that you never miss when I upload a new price update video on various altcoins or Bitcoin. And if you didn't like the video, well, hey, to be brutally honest with you, I'm sorry to hear that. But with that said, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in my future videos.